What's up, y'all? Welcome to the patio. This is the introduction of the Plum Patio Sessions. So what is a Plum Patio Session? I'm glad you asked. This started out very organically. We're in the midst of a pandemic, so we've been very careful about who we've had over and inside the house, actually limiting that a lot. And so in the wake of the murder of George Floyd, my vocalism has been ignited. My dialogue, my interaction online, my online presence has been very, very much more engaging over these past few weeks. And it started with a neighbor that reached out a few days after and said, hey, let me come and sit, let's just talk. One of my good friends, his name is Matt, he's the one who's featured on this first video, did the same. And he came, we sat on the patio and we talked for hours. And the reason that these are so important is because these conversations are about advancing a dialogue. It's about engaging empathetically in a very tough space right now, but it's so necessary, and I feel so passionate and so compelled to continue these conversations and this dialogue moving forward. So for this first video, there's a couple things I have to throw out there, a couple little disclaimers. I set my camera up a little crooked, so don't mind the aesthetics of it. Try to get past that and just listen to the content, because it's not going to straighten out during the video. Secondly, we start kind of just jumping into the middle of, I need to give you the context, where there was somebody that made a comment on his Facebook post that really was off color and off-putting to me, no pun intended. And so that was part of the reason why he wanted to come over and engage even more behind that too. So I just wanted to give you some subtext for whenever this video starts. These discussions aren't meant to be aesthetically fancy. There's not fancy cinematography or videography. This is about the dialogue and the conversation for everybody who comes and sits in one of these chairs. And so I hope that you would engage this content in that way for the simplistic, raw nature of it. There's some strong language in some of these, so you might want to put small children away. Again, it's very minimal editing, and it's meant to just portray the rawness and the authenticity of these moments. So I really hope you guys enjoy these Plum Patio Sessions. Hope you like, comment, share, all of that good stuff. And I hope that you, most of all, will also be committed to engaging in these types of conversations and committed to making this world and this nation a better place for us all. So without further ado, I'm introducing you to my good friend Matt and the very first Plum Patio Session. That was recorded. Bro, talk to me about your guy, because you saw my last post.
I did.
To him.
I did.
What do you, tell me, give me some history, something.
Okay, yeah.
Is that a friend of yours?
So, my friend, I haven't seen him since 2009. We graduated from the same high school in a small town in West Texas. I graduated with 12 people in my class, right? So He graduated 2 years before me. We were on the football team. Like we've been in junior high school, like middle, like the elementary, middle school, and high school are all on the same block. We all went to the same school, kind of thing. Like I've been over to his house before and after football games. Like when I didn't have a car, he'd give me rides. Like we hung out in this kind of like West Texas community, and yeah. So I wouldn't say friends the way me and you are, or friends that I see on a weekly.
It's more like an acquaintance. Like you just grew up around.
By now, yeah, I grew up around him, so we have a lot of shared experience.
Yeah, but he wasn't like on your birthday list when your mom said you can invite 10 friends over.
He didn't come to our wedding. Like he hasn't. We don't say happy birthday to each other. When I go to Lubbock, I don't intentionally go out of my way to see him.
Yeah.
I see my friends. I don't see him.
Right.
So, yeah, 10, 11 years now of not being around each other, I'd say we're more of acquaintances, but with a shared history and past of this small town.
From the same town.
Yeah,
yep, I get it.
So, running around doing a lot of the same stupid shit and whatnot in this one.
Right.
So he is a good representative of, and by good I mean accurate, like representative of other young people out there.
He's young?
He's 2 years older than me. So I'm 28. He's probably 30. He's probably 30. Who think like that? Like, and even in the conversations even in what he was saying and what I'm hearing, and I had an enormous side conversation with him personally, because like, and I'm realizing on Facebook, I don't have control over the conversation as much as I'd like, because whenever I'm talking to him personally, I can kind of focus on an issue, kind of one at a time, and like maybe work an angle.
But on Facebook, you got his replying to people replying to that, and then it just gets all convoluted.
Yeah, and like I guess it's part of the excitement of what Facebook provides, but I don't know that that's like helpful. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You need bug spray, bro? I got
okay. If it's that, man, we'll use it. But yeah, so that's who he is to me. So I wouldn't say he's a friend.
Yeah.
Definitely more acquaintance. But
was he the reason you wanted to come talk?
Yeah. Like I've been trying to get together with people and just do this right here,
right.
and then at the same time, there's like, do I, as a white ally, recede, you know, and like observe some measure of this is not time to claim I'm an expert or to like say stuff. And then there's also this like, I need to say something, I need to stand up, I need to say something, I need to be honest, I need to call that shit out.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's also like, who's my audience? Like, I think a lot of folks we know know that we don't need to. I mean, you don't need to debate whether or not Black Lives Matter. But there are people just like him and in my family and friends out there who are not. They don't get it. They're not on board. You know, so to some degree, like my audience is. I guess I'm kind of. I don't know. I'm directing it to everybody because I'm putting it on Facebook, but I'm kind of thinking with a certain kind of disbelieving mindset that I'm trying to like convince.
Let me say this, bro. I think it was Ahmad. You commented on my Ahmad post, and I was telling Victoria like last week. I think it was before. No, it might have been after this one. Like that's a whole other context that I'll explain. But you being, I literally mentioned you. I mentioned you and one other guy I know from college. His name's Matt Worthington. 2 Matts. Get that. Matt, bro. So why he was he was our president. I think my junior year. Dude is like one of the most woke. Like he came to like our black chapel, bro. He was this dude. He's from San Antonio. He just got it, and he always was just there. He always knew what not to say and what to say. Meaning when something shit went down, he knew so good how to just be present, but be like, yo, I don't get the shit. I understand my privilege, bro. This is in college. Think about this.
Yeah.
In college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Being
early.
that woke. Yes, that's early. And I brought up you and him because y'all were the only 2 people who you jumped out there on my post. You know what I mean? You don't know what that means to someone to us. I've been talking about that all day, Matt. Like I'm shepherding 18 guys, bro. We had our Zoom call on Friday, and it was 18 of us in that call, you know, and we were talking about Ahmad. That was a week ago. 4 days later, this happened. You know, we didn't even get a chance to fucking breathe. You know what I mean? And so these guys, they're spiraling, bro. Like, and I'm right there with them. You know, I had a really rough night last night after my mom was supposed to. I don't know if you saw it, but so I say all that to say, back to your original point. No, do not recede. It's not the time to recede. It's your time to, bro, be present for and truly authentic. And this was a work call I'm just on for all of the minorities in Alcon. It's like 18 of us in my division of 400. You know, and so this is our Black Underground Zoom call. Didn't even do it on WebEx, so it couldn't be tracked. Like, right, that shit is just, you know, and like we were talking about like how many of our white counterparts have reached out, and I've had 2. One, my old boss when I moved to Chicago. This was my guy, Matt. Like when I tell you, it's my guy, and it's so crazy because like we stand on opposite sides of a lot of things. He's a Trump supporter. He voted for Trump, and we sat out at a bar and we hashed the shit out. And I was like, Matt, how can you like, bro? I'm talking about like,
why?
Yeah, I'm talking about Matt, like so heated, but at the end of the day, I can hug that guy. 'Cause I love the guy. He had me in his house with his kids. He came to he played soccer with me. When I damn near broke my ankle, he was like, he was the first person I called. You know, when the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup, we called her from the bar. It was like, bro, we're not working tomorrow. He's like, yo, you know, like this was my. So I had the history because he put it, and I know he has my back, and he texted me yesterday. One other person responded on something I posted, so she didn't like proactively reach out. You know what I mean? Like, I guess, and then she apologized. She's like, I'm sorry for comments. Oh, why would you?
Saw that.
Yeah. So we were talking about that, you know, as far as just like how many of your white counterparts are, you know, what do you respond to when you're white? I was like, first of all, how many have reached out? Because it's been 1.5 kind of with me, you know. So yeah, I'll bring that back to you to say, bro, lean into it, bro. Like your guy, what's my guy that I met? Him and his wife.
Oh, Twan and Tori.
Twan, yeah. Reach out to him, bro. Yeah. And with the same sincerity, because your heart, Matt, your heart can be questioned. Your heart cannot be questioned, bro. Like, I'll ride for you, bro. I'll die for you, because I know your heart. You know what I mean? You've shown that, bro. It's nothing inauthentic about you. And I love it. I tell my wife this. I'm like, man, it's quirky as hell. And you're comfortable in that. And you don't try to play a different role when you're around me. You know what I mean? Or when you're around us. You've been who you've been since the beginning, bro. And that shit means everything to me. And it means everything to us. And it means something when you authentically ride for your black brethren from that place of not understanding, but you are out there like, I don't get this shit, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Every time you post, every time you comment, it means something to me, bro. So, yeah, I just want to encourage you. Any black person you know who is in your circle, who has been someone that affects your life, that you're like, man, how's he doing? Reach out, hit him up. What's up, brother?
What's up?
Because you already know. Like they feel the same way that I do. Like nobody thinks Matt is like campaigning. You know what I mean? And that's a different feeling when you feel like someone's campaigning. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Because there is a worry in my early like education on this stuff. Like whatever raising my awareness, my consciousness about this. An early like potential dilemma was doing it for self-aggrandizement. You know, like it's kind of like check me out. Like look how I can do this. Look how I'm in with the right people. You know, like kind of is this for me? Like, and so there's like you have to. I think white folks need to check themselves, and if they're doing that, like be aware that this is not for me.
Big of you to say that.
It's a big one.
That's big of you to say that.
And because I think about the Run the Jewels song. You listen to Run the Jewels?
I don't. I like Killer Mike though.
They're nasty. Like
I like Killer Mike. I like Killer Mike a lot.
So I forget what song it was, but Killer Mike says in one of the lines like, "You protest to get into an anarchist lookbook." Like, I can't remember the next line, but it just sticks out to me to be like, I think you're at marches and you're going to protest to get into a lookbook of who's who of marchers. Yeah. You know? And I think the next line is something like, I know I'm in this because I don't give a shit. Like I'm an anarchist, like I mean it. You know, it's like that's another level. But at least I can acknowledge like there's a bit of this that's like be careful of that. Yeah. That was an early thing. Yeah. So yeah, it's a struggle to figure out how to do that. But I'm really thankful for your affirmation on the importance of reaching out because I am nervous too. Yeah. Sometimes.
And come with that energy. Come with that energy, bro. I woke up to 2 text messages today. One from one of my childhood friends. He was in my wedding. He was the only white guy like in my actual wedding party. You know, he stood up there with me. I love this guy, bro. I love him. He hasn't reached out to me. His wife did this morning. But I know Chris, like, and that's my guy. Like he's not a man of words. You know what I mean? I know his heart. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a shit about him saying or not saying because he doesn't know what to say. And I get that. I love that guy. I know him. You know. But his wife reached out and texted me this morning. I woke up. One of my best friends. She is actually my best female friend. And she moved to Florida recently. And she was the last person. Actually, funny enough, we had dinner with like literally like 2 days before everything shut down. Medora in Deep Ellum. And she was like, I've been formulating and deleting text to you all week because I didn't know what to say. Dang. You know. Yeah. Excuse me. And I was like when the first, and it brought me again back to freaking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
Paige is on that same thing with some of her friends too. It's like, what do I say? Where do I even start? Is it just a relational touch? Is it like a?
You got to come with that energy of not knowing, bro. Like, cause that's authentic. That's authentic. I don't know what to say, bro. I don't know how to. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is uncomfortable for me because I don't
Yeah.
want to offend. You know what I'm saying? You got to go right into that
This
space.
is just how I got to say I'm feeling.
You have to,
Yeah.
but then be like, yo, I hope you can feel my heart in this.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody rejects you because of that, first, what I would say is, don't hold him to it right now because of the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, the pain that we are feeling is crazy, bro. Like, I've talked to a couple of my guys today on the phone, and they just poured their heart out. One of my guys is a recruiter. He's 24, something like that. Recruiters have to like establish rapport quick. And, he's like, his productivity's been really down the past like 3 days. And he was like, man, I thought I could talk to my boss about it. A white man. And he was like, so his boss was like, I noticed your call's been down, your energy, blah, blah. It's like, so, what's going on? He's like, man, I've just been kind of affected by all these. I've been sad. I really haven't. He was like, I get it, but we still have a job to do. That was his answer. We still have a job to do.
Yeah. That's not.
Oh man, that crushed me, and his anger, bro. And he called me. The first thing he said was, "Donovan, thank you for starting this group to my black men." So it's like, this is my only outlet. Bro, what? And this is a guy who his dad's Muslim, like, so he's not like a Jesus fan or Christian or anything. But I love his perspective, and he comes with that same energy of like, he's always been very pro-black and all this, but he's been kind of quiet. He just said in the group, he's like, fuck it, I'm tired of all this shit. He's like, I'm back on my shit. Like, they're gonna hear me, they're gonna know me, they're gonna see me. Like, it's bringing out so much from us, And, bro, it's a lot right now, man.
Is that a scary thing? Like, I
in what way?
Like, he's feeling rage.
Yeah.
Like, I know if what I'm hearing is right, like, I feel like there's anger, but there has been anger, and this is like a moment of rage of like, I don't think, like, whatever we've been doing logically or carefully or nicely or kindly has not been working, and then this shit still continues, and obviously whatever we've been doing doesn't work, so we have to figure out something else to do, and I think riots are an expression of that rage, like, come on, man, personally and communally, bro. Like this rage of like, come on, bro, I don't know what to do, what I've been doing isn't working, so and
burn this shit down,
so
bro.
let's burn this shit down,
Matt. Oh, bro, I was just into it with one of my guys. He was my former job before I moved back to Dallas. I trained residents, ophthalmology residents. So as they're training to be ophthalmologists on their own, I was there helping them implant, do surgery, all of that, right? So I got really close to them, and they were all my age group at the same time, right? So it's St. Louis. So one of this guy, he's Indian, and he hit me up today, bro. He sent me like a paragraph. I just send you. I'll actually let you read the conversation, because he responded to my last post about the riots. And here's my thoughts on the riots. I think, did you see that? I gave the metaphor about Xena and how.
Oh yeah. Yes.
He was like, bro, like, this doesn't help, blah blah. Long story short, my first response was like, I get what you're saying. Again, it's not about condoning or not condoning. But you sound, I was like, as a minority, bro, he's Indian. I was like, good and well, bro, you've been through this. I know you've been discriminated against. I know, especially 9/11, all that shit. Like, I know you know what this feels like. So for you to sit there and be like, this doesn't help. He was like, he was like protest in March. I was like, we've been doing that shit. Like, what are you talking about? And we agreed to disagree. But he was like, if you think, and one of his last messages, I think he just messaged me though. He was like, if you think protesting or burning shit down is gonna change something, then he was like, you're mistaken. I was like, hey, listen, we just agreed to disagree. I was like, I respect your opinion, even though I don't agree with it, but don't call me mistaken. Like, I have not judged your opinions. I'll let that be. I don't have to agree, but don't judge my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
He's evaluating it.
Yeah.
As
don't tell me I didn't tell him he was mistaken. I did tell him, like, I was like, you sound like them. I told him that. And them meaning the white majority and people of privilege who don't understand. I was like, bro, don't talk like that. You sound like them. And that set him off a little bit. So, maybe that was a little judgmental in that. But at the same time, bro, I just, like, I can't. I'm holding no punches right now, Matt. That's where I'm at. And all of us are right here, Matt. None of us are holding punches anymore. Like, can't. My mom posted that. Matt, my mom doesn't post anything.
Yeah.
She posted that. I went over there today just to hug her.
Yeah, that gives me chills.
Bro, I was just to hug her, and she was still in tears. Like, it took me so long to get through that because, like, I just had to relive, like, everything she posted, bro.
Yeah.
And she was right. We did talk about this, like, a week or two ago. And then this shit happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyway.
And that's